Welcome back to Tacoma Report. The Pierce County Emergency Food System includes more than 75 food pantries and hot meal sites, providing over 12.2 million meals annually. In recent years, food programs have experienced an increase in the number of guests seeking services. As the sole nonprofit of food distributors located in Pierce County, many food programs are dependent on the Emergency Food Network for food. The majority of food is donated by farms and large corporations, but EFN also acts as a sub-distributing agency for the USDA Commodity Food Program and purchases food through its co-op food purchasing program. To talk more about the challenges EFN is facing is Development Director Claire Igen. Thank you so much, Claire, for coming today.
Thank you so much for having me.
We bet. So can you share with us, for the residents of Washington, what should they know about the current state of food insecurities?
The need is so high in Washington right now, and especially in Pierce County. So the Washington State Department of Agriculture recently released a report saying that 1 in 4 residents of the state visited a food pantry within the last year. And so we are seeing record numbers of folks going to food pantries. They're just not making enough each month to afford their basic needs, afford things like food and rent and utilities. And so food pantries have really become just this front line and really essential service for so many of our neighbors.
Yeah. So what does food insecurities look like for the people of Pierce County?
Yeah, food insecurity impacts people of all backgrounds, all ages, races, demographics.
Right.
And it really varies what that impact has for people and what it looks like. We have a home delivery program that serves folks who face barriers to going to a food pantry, such as mobility issues, transportation challenges. So for some people, it is a lack of access to a grocery store or a place where they can buy healthy food. For other people, it's a lack of housing and they don't have a place where they can cook and store food. And there are also varying levels of how often people need to go to a food pantry and why. There are so many people who are working 1, 2, 3 jobs and they still can't support their family on that income. And so that food pantry visit every single month is a resource for their family. And there are others who might need to go to a food pantry once or twice when a sudden emergency happens, like a car accident or a medical bill that destabilizes their income. And so it really varies for everybody, but we know that families are more likely to experience food insecurity, and that elderly folks are also experiencing really high rates of food insecurity because they're living on a fixed income, and that income isn't growing as the rising costs go up for basic needs.
Yes, that's true. So how, for those that are watching and they want to be involved with EFN, what are some opportunities for them?
There are endless opportunities for folks to get involved with EFN. Making a financial contribution is, of course, so helpful for us. EFN is able to take $1 and turn it into 2 meals, which is something I wish I could do myself at the grocery store. So a donation of cash allows us to move donated food, buy food in bulk, take in those donations and get it out the door. We also can always use more donations of food, so hosting a food and fun drive at your place of work, a place of worship, with your family gathering. Those are great ways to add diversity of product to the food pantries. And then we always need volunteers. We have repack opportunities at our warehouse where people can help us take 50-pound bags of rice and repackage it into a 2-pound bag. We buy in bulk to save money, and then volunteers help us repackage that food. And I mentioned our home delivery program. We always need more volunteer drivers for that. That happens twice a week, and every time we get a new driver for that program, it takes 10 people off our wait list for that program. So those drivers have such a huge impact. Is
EFN a 7-day operation?
We are a 5-day-a-week operation at our warehouse, and then we have Saturday volunteer opportunities, but we don't do food distribution to food banks on those days.
Oh, okay. So I understand that there is a find food map.
Yes.
Can you share with our viewers more about that?
Of course. I think one of the biggest reasons that people go to our website or call us is to find food, and reducing that stigma of people not knowing that they or a friend might have food insecurity or not know where to get food is really important to us. So on our website, we have a tool where people can find a food pantry that's near them. They can also search by days of the week and times when it's open. We really want to make it as easy as possible to get food, because we know that if you don't have food right now, it is really hard to focus on all of the other things that need to happen in your life. So using that tool yourself if you need it, or sharing it with people. So that if you hear someone who says that they don't have enough food and they don't know where to go, we want people to know how to find a food pantry and how to find that help.
Wow, that is tremendous. Well, Claire, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, the whole EFN team doing such an amazing job supporting needs, food insecurity needs in our communities with such caring hearts. So thank you so much for taking the time
Thank you
today.
so much for having me.
Very much.